Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Esadam from Accra, Ghana, and on this channel I talk about health, faith, lifestyle and all that good stuff. Today I want to talk about something that has been on my heart for a very long time. What's happening to our local languages? You know, according to research, every 2 weeks a local language goes missing. It goes extinct. Like, that is the end of it. And not only does the language go missing, it's the end of the culture. It's the end of the identity. How did we get to this point? Like, you honestly, as someone that works also in the educational sector, I see parents and then their children are bearing heavy local language names. I'm an Ewe, and I take pride in my language. So I greet the children, and my instant I'm like, oh, hello, me fwa. Then the next thing is Auntie Igbo. I'm like, okay. Why? And you know the funny thing, I think what happens, what we do not realize is that we destroy these children. Like, we put a perception in their mind that they keep up with for life. I recently met someone at work, and the person, I was surprised the person was at work, because this one, okay, statement thing, she's like, some places like they are now developed. And I'm like, bro, I don't know where you come from, but you don't know where I come from, and you don't know how developed the places. Who are you to see that these places are now developing because you have never been there? Ladies and gentlemen, imagine my shock the day I realized she was an Ewe. And I was like, okay, do you speak the language small? Why? And I don't speak to my parents in Ewe. I speak to them in Chi. And there's nothing I want to tell my siblings in Ewe that I cannot tell them in Chi. And then I'm like, okay. Maybe one day you would understand that it's not just the language, it's the identity that comes with the language. It's not just the language, it's the identity that comes with the language. Like, I understand for those who are married in, how do I say it? Married different tribes, so their children are brought up in a multi-language household. It's difficult, but it's still doable. I have seen people that speak both their mother's language and their father's language. I think what needs to be done is intention. It's intention. I'm not saying the children should get it all right, but at least they should know their language. What that does for them is that it makes them know their identity. They are intrigued about their culture. They are not shameful about their culture. People are like, how did we get to the point that English is a measure of intelligence? Yes, English is great, French is great, Spanish is great. All those languages that connect us as a world is great. And I do not in any way mean to speak down on those languages. Those languages are the reason why I can speak to you today. It's the reason why I can listen to someone who is not Ghanaian, who is a Nigerian, who is European. That's the reason why we can communicate. But for globalization, for the people aside the purpose of globalization, I should not put down my local language. I should also be able to speak on international stages in English and be able to speak to my grandmother in the house. Growing up, one thing my parents did that I really respect them for, and I pray for the grace to be able to replicate that to my children, is that English was not spoken in my household till we could speak the local language. I mean, my Ewe is not pure as someone who grew up in Volta. But it's not bad. It's not bad. I would understand what you say. You understand what I'm not. I can't speak. I only speak small. No, I would understand what you say. You will have a very good connection or a very good communication. You would hear what I want to say by intonation. I would understand you and all those things. It may just not be too pure. I mean, but I can speak. And I will not shy away from speaking. What you don't know is that the very moment you don't teach your child that language, they start shying out. When they start looking down on that language. So back to what my parent did, how I speak my language. And my dad, both of my parents are in education. And my dad will tell you that he's paying school fees. Yeah. My dad will tell you he's paying school fees for a reason. He's not going to be speaking English in the house when he has paid school fees for them to teach you English in school. It's ever he will speak to you in the house. Until we could speak the Ewe, we were not speaking English. The very moment they started introducing English was when they realized that, okay, we can understand the Ewe, we can communicate the Ewe. And one thing my dad did, that man, Dr. William Chekwu, I'm so grateful for the gift of you, is that when you say you are speaking English with him, you better come correct or you keep quiet. And so for the times when he said something I didn't understand, and I'm like, oh, okay, how did he say this? I remember my first word was prejudice. Yeah. Why did he say this? What was the meaning of prejudice? What is blah, blah, blah? He was making a statement. And my mother is not talking to you from growing up till now. My father talks to us like his friends. Like whatever is happening, he's telling you. So he's not quite saying, do you understand what I'm saying? Do you not understand what I'm saying? He's saying his own. He's telling you what happened at work. He's telling you what happened in his life, his story growing up. And he still tells us the same thing. So that's how we're able to keep up with his life and know what happens. That story for another day. But then, so he was saying something. He used that word. And I was like, what's the meaning? Immediately, my father carried dictionary. I think it was a long man dictionary, that big one. Carried it and handed it over to me. And that is why finding words in dictionary has never been a problem for me. It helped me. Because maybe you say he's giving you a dictionary, take and find. So you find the meaning, so it sticks in your mind, and you also learn how to use a dictionary. So dictionaries were things you see in my house, normal. Because there were things we were going to use. When we see something in a store, my father will give us a dictionary. This is the right way. This is what it means. When he says something we don't understand, oh yeah, collect dictionary, find out what it means. That was for the English language. But for the effort to, he made sure that we learned it. He made sure we learned it. He introduced us to family. We're going for family meetings. We're going for family gatherings. So that we not only could we speak the language, we had other people who were speaking it too, because we're not in Volta. But for family gatherings, other of his cousins and distant relatives are going to come for the meeting. So we are going to have people you speak it to. You are going for family programs, weddings, funerals and all that. So you are being taught the culture. So when I decided to start event planning, I remember my very first event planning gig for a wedding. I was telling the lady certain things. And I was surprised she didn't know, because I'm like, this is culture, this is what happens. But she's like, you didn't go for weddings growing up. I'm like, okay. That's when I understood that the fact that these things were things we grew up around does not mean that everybody knows it. You get it? But these were things they had to make us know. And even though we did not grow up in Volta region, we're going to learn the culture of our people. So for couples, please, I want to plead with you. Please, honestly, it's not bougie to say my child does not speak English. Does not speak everywhere. My child does not speak she. My child does not speak. My child, yeah, she only speaks English. You don't sound intelligent. Honestly, that's how you sound to us. You don't sound like so, and you are saying it to sound bougie. You don't sound intelligent at all. It doesn't sound nice. Because a child can speak good. Look, your child can be good in their local language and still speak impeccable English. Their local language is not in any way going to affect their ability to speak English. Because no matter how much English you speak, the day your child wants to travel to the US or the UK, your child will write IELTS. Your child will write IELTS. So that's to tell you that no matter how much English you speak, you are not American. You are not British. You are Ghanaian. You are Nigerian. Why is your child's name Maunyo and you can't speak Ewe? Why is your child's name Anu Oluwapo and your child cannot speak Yoruba? Why is your child's name Chinedu and the child can't speak Igbo? Why is your child's name Nadromo and the child does not understand Tell your thing? Your child's name is Inshira and it is saying it sounds like Spanish in your child's ears. Why? How did we get to that point? What were you seeking to achieve by not teaching them their local language? Because honestly, and you know, we are getting into a space where a lot of us are migrating. A lot of us are going to the diasporas. And you know, it's pathetic for me when I see people in the diaspora having to do a DNA ancestry test to tell where they came from. Somebody failed them in that generation. It started from a parent who traveled down, had a child, and thought, because I wanted my child to be accepted, I'm not going to name my child a local language or give them a name in their local dialect. And I'm not going to teach them their local language. And the only thing you pass down to your children and you pass down to that generation is the melanin in their skin. And all they know is the African American, the African British. But they can't tell where they did not come from. They have to do a DNA ancestry test. What is that DNA ancestry test also lies to them? And that's why the children will grow up believing lies that lies like Africa is a town. Africans live in a tree. Africans don't know their left from their right because you who is supposed to teach them failed them because you wanted to feel accepted, or you wanted to give them inclusivity. I don't understand. That's why God made us different. Let them know who they are. Let them know where they come from, and where they come from is equally beautiful. It starts from one parent making an intentional decision that whether I'm in Africa or I'm not, whether I'm in the diaspora or not, my child is going to know their language. Let's say maybe you don't want to give them their name, their name in their local language. That's on you. I mean, we are judging in our heads, our minds. We just are not bringing it out. My mean, but then all jokes aside, that's on you. That's honestly on you. But then at least let them know something about where they come from. I was watching a podcast recently, and the guy was saying something like, his grandmother, I think, is from Volta, and his father is from Nigeria. Oh my God, okay. You are even direct. You don't know anything. So what are you going to pass to your children? Nothing. And you keep believing the lies that people tell them. No. For those who are in married people from other tribes, so multi-ethnic households and all that, I feel you can still make the decision to let everybody speak their local language. This I know. I don't know the tribe I'm going to marry, but from the looks of things, I don't think I'm going to marry someone from my tribe. Not because I have a problem with someone from my tribe. No, I mean, and I want to talk about this. I think one of the reasons that people don't teach their local language to their children is that probably they had an issue with someone from their tribe. And as for me, Ewes are bad, Gans are bad. So because you relocated somewhere and you migrated your entire family there, you don't want them to find their roots back to where you came from because someone did you bad. Why they are coming from there, they'll ask them question, who are you? Who is your father? Where do you come from? They'll realize that they are not from there. They'll tell them, go and look from where you are. Look for where you are coming from. Go back to where you are coming from. Because we don't want extra people. We know those we have. You know those we have. Whose I am and who I serve. They know those who they have and those who they serve, where they come from. They tell them, oh yeah, go back. And when they come back, what is there for them? So back, I don't think I'm going to marry an Ewe. I don't have a problem marrying an Ewe and all that. But I mean, if you know, you know. Yeah. But even if I don't marry an Ewe, this I know, that my language is not going to go. I want my children to be able to speak their language, their mother's language, and also speak their father's language. So it's also up on us individually. Let me teach my children my language. You should teach your children your language. Then let them speak their language. Because why? There's a adage in my language that says "kukloko bekpienuna kuklo," like literally means that the how would I say it? Yeah, where they keep the chicks and the hens, it's not something that is shameful to the hen. You get it? You'll be ashamed of where you come from, no matter how much people spread lies about the people, about where you come from. Your knowledge about where you come from is what is going to make you defend yourself. What is going to tell them that this is who I am. There are great people where I come from. Oh God, I'm an Ewe. I will say that for 1,000 times. And in Ghana, for the international viewers, just Google about what they say about Ewes. We are ritualists, we are what. But when I step in the room, and I feel like some of these things, teach your children their language and inculcating their the identity of where they come from, makes them grow up without having self-esteem issues. Because bro, I'm an Ewe. I will speak, and I will say 1,000 times in this video, I'm an Ewe. I speak Ewe. I will not enter into the room and then you will tell me that Epes are this and I'll keep quiet. So I know where I come from. I know the members have my family. We are educated. I come from a lineage of PhD holders. I come from a lineage where my family minimum is, I mean, not to toot my own horn, but like that's just like I know where I come from. You get it. So when I enter a place and they are still Ewes, they speak their language, they are not shy of it. So when I enter a place and you are speaking bad about them, I'll not let you end, because I'm not the reason why your auntie, who may have come from there, decided not to develop herself and decided to enter being a ritualist. That is why you have that bad perception. Where I come from, they are doing good. They have developed themselves and they are still Ewes. So the whole essence of this, all my rant and all this back and forth thing I'm saying is that please, let's not lose touch with our culture. Let's not throw our languages away. Let's not throw our identity away. What's happening to us? How are we getting to the point where our children feel that it's shameful to speak their language? How are we getting to the point where we think it's okay to say our children can't speak our local language, that is only English? They are not English. There's nothing wrong with speaking the English, but why won't we teach them their identity? Because at the end of the day, they are the identity. They are the culture passed down to them. They are the stories of their tradition told to them. So please, let's make an intentional effort, whether in Africa or not, whether diaspora or not, to teach our children their language. Thank you all for watching. I mean, I hope I didn't get too intense, because sometimes I get to become so passionate about things like this. And till next time, ta-da.